This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports. I'm Charles Fisher. Barbecue is looking ready. Are you ready for the best of the best? It's all about the best of the best as the local skippers will hit the water starting early Thursday morning in Class A, B, and C. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Bernard Nordich, assuring that he will be there and ready to support the greatest weekend ever in the Bahamas.
Regatta sailing is experienced throughout the Bahamas. And the particular event that we are having this week is expected to be perhaps the most attractive and successful sailing event that has been held in the Bahamas for some time. We are fortunate to have amongst us Mr. Michel Nicholas, who has brought with him to the Bahamas a large number of international sailors, many of whom have competed in the Olympics, some of whom have won medals. And it's good for you to bring them here because we have our own sailing heroes in the Bahamas. And as early as the 1950s, a Bahamian sailor partnership won gold medals at the Olympics.
Now, the Star Sailors International League, also part of the best, they began their competition on Tuesday in the waters of the eastern end of the island.
It was the first day for many people here to sail in the Bahamas. We have 50 guys on the water yesterday, and the conditions were dream condition. I mean, I see what they write on the Facebook page, and so they speak with us. It was difficult condition. But you know, here we have 17 Olympic medalists on this. So many teams knows to sail, and they coming back home without to be upset because they did a great sailing day. But conditions were very difficult because it's only for good sailors here, but it's good.
One of the boats to look out for is the WG Thunderbird, which will be skippered by Josh Green.
I didn't come from all the way from Andrews to come last. I come first, and I'm going to do my level best to make sure that comes through.
How do you feel about this best of the best regatta now, where all eyes will be right here on this little capital Nassau?
Man, I think it's really great. It's really great, and it's lifting regatta to another stage and standard. So, for all those years I've been sailing, this seems to be one of the best, for the best, that is now going to happen in Maracay Bay, and it's very good.
The junior sailors will also be a part of the weekend. Desiree Carey and C.B. Bethel, part of the High Seas.
Being invited to the Best of the Best competition is going to, I guess, basically enhance them. They're going to feel appreciated. They want to be a part of the whole event. Actually, my president came to me today, and he is very elated. He said, "Miss Carey, you need to get us out there. We need to show the world, show everyone that we can actually sail."
What gave you the impetus or the push to form a sailing club at a high school?
Actually, my father sailed. His name is Daniel Arnold Smith. He sailed on the Southern Cross, and Mr. Gibson, Sheldon Gibson, formed the sailing club a few years ago when he was vice principal at the school. And because he know of my background in sailing, he asked me to chaperone the females that were involved in the club. So I've been with the club since 2001.
From sailing to our elite athletes, where some of them have seen their subventions decreased. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Dr. Daniel Johnson, explains why.
Now, what happens at that level, just like with sponsorship, if Nike were to sponsor you and Nike says, we want you to run 25 matches in 25 months, yada, 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 and you don't meet that criteria, they downgrade your contract. And that doesn't come from the ministry either. That comes from your federation and your sport. And so people who attain a certain level doesn't mean you'll always be at that level. And so those pieces of information come from the federations. It's consistent with the rules of the sport, and we only carry out what that determination is because you're using public funds, and we have to account for it.
And from this, the Bahamas are the two-time World Slow Pitch Softball Co-Ed champions. The local league do not play co-ed. That's something now. Bahamas Government Departmental Softball Association President Perez Butler is considering.
We had that on the agenda this year, but due to the hurricane Matthew, we had to push back. Even the league has been pushed back to January. So next year, hopefully, God's spare life, we will have that on tap.
Boy, it was Blue Nation this past week as the Kentucky Wildcats basketball team had a successful trip to the Bahamas on Monday by beating Arizona State. For their fans, it was a dream come true.
The best thing I have ever seen is watching a basketball game in that arena. It was amazing, and you guys are way too nice. You guys, like everybody here at the Bahamas, I mean, this is a great venue for everything.
Where did you get this suit from?
You know, I had it custom made offshore, and I love it.
You look like a Bahama papa.
I know, you guys have been so amazing and so friendly, and I was here 2 years ago. We played over in the gym. Love you guys.
What's the difference? You were there at the gym and now you're here.
The difference is the weather. We were here in August, and now we're here in November. Much better.
I love this look.
Let's go Kentucky!
Where did you make this look, here or in Kentucky?
Here. It started in Kentucky. It had to morph to here.
How does it feel to be here in the Bahamas and watching the Wildcat?
It's awesome. It's great to be a Wildcat. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. It was great. It was so much energy. It was wonderful. Wonderful. I don't get to see Kentucky play often, but here in the Bahamas with all the energy and the Bahamian band and the people, it was great.
It's very unique. At first I was a little concerned about the height of the ceiling, but the kids played well. Very enjoyable. Very intimate.
And the teams are set for the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl. The teams will be Eastern Michigan and Old Dominion. Eastern Michigan, on learning they had been invited, with the happiest reaction.
It feels amazing for the Atlantis, for these student athletes, for these fans, for everyone involved. You know, when we had them down here 2 summers ago, Cal and I talked about getting them back down here for an actual game that counted. So, you know, for everyone that's been involved, this was really a dream come true to have the #1 team in the country, you know, believe in this country, being the Bahamas, and to believe in the Atlantis to come back and showcase their team.
Can't wait for that game, December 23rd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. And that's going to do it for your final look at sports on a Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Enjoy your evening.